For anyone in the next several years who is starting to suffer from Alzheimer's, my name is Ciesinski, and I hired in on June 25th of 1987. So 22 years and a little chunk of change there. I just remember being really excited about starting my job at the Ann Arbor News. This was my first job out of college, my only job out of college except for coaching at Ann Arbor Pioneer High School, which I did for 13 years. And I used to love to just bring my friends in and like show them where my desk was and where it was things happened, and you know, just how things, you know, went, and you know, come in and late in the evening and watch the presses run and just all that kind of fun stuff. So, I mean, it was exciting, and I think it still is. There are a lot of good things about the news, a lot of good things that I'll miss, and probably more so than anything, the people. I mean, the building's the building, but it's the people inside the building that have made it a fun place to come to for the 22 years. Probably one of the early people that I probably had the most exposure to was Barney Kline. And I remember not long after starting at the news, it was right around Labor Day maybe, so only a few months. And I was still pretty new, pretty shy. And Barney is just such a prankster. And it was the time where everybody was always like cutting people's faces out of the typefaces books and putting them on different pictures and all this stuff. And there was another woman who only started a couple months before me, Jill, and he comes walking in and he like holds up these two pictures and goes, "Look, twins!" And he's got my face on one and Jill's face on the other, and it's like terrier bodies, you know. And it's just like, and so after that, you know, you just had to get him back. Other things, I remember the skin box that Barney had in the pre-press department, because at that point you were using wax machines and X-Acto knives, and people would have all kinds of accidents slicing their fingers or doing whatever with the X-Acto knives. And Barney had a box that actually had chunks of people's like skin in that he just saved, and it was kind of gross. But one night I actually had one of those accidents too, and Barney was really disappointed that I didn't save the part of my finger for that. I don't know if I remember a whole lot specifically about the first day. I remember part of the interview process though to get the job. Mary Alexander was the retail advertising manager at the time, and Roger Grossman was the ad director. And I remember meeting with Mary one day, and then I had to come in for a second interview with Ken. And you know, Ken asked me this question. He said, "So I see on your resume you went to Eastern. Why Eastern?" And I was like, "Okay, let me think about this." Like, I had to come up with some really great, you know, thought-provoking answer. And he just kind of looked at me after I was done and said, "Oh, my daughter's thinking about going there." And so I was like, "Okay, well, that's great." And I remember Roger walking me down to the front counter to get a piece of paper to go be sent for a drug screen, you know, so it was a good sign that, you know, the company was definitely interested in hiring me. And, you know, I was so excited about having my first job that only then did I finally ask about how much I might get paid. and at the time, Roger said, "Well, it'll be somewhere like 16, 17,000, you know, plus bonus or something like that." And, you know, to me, a young college student in the late 80s, that sounded like an awful lot of money. I'm glad I'm still not at that rate. The two main territories that I had were the downtown Ann Arbor, and that was back when there was lots of retail down there, 3 men's clothing stores, Klein's department store, so now I'm really dating myself. And then I've been on the Washington Ave territory for a while, and, you know, like I said, it's not only the people inside the Ann Arbor News, but all those relationships I think built outside in the community too. And so, you know, it's hard to, you know, tell people you're not going to see them constantly, like week after week, and so those are the things I'll miss. But I'm glad for for the fact that technology has moved us far enough into the future where we can, kind of keep each other involved through snippets on Facebook and other things like that. So, we can just still kind of share in each other's lives some of those, hopefully poignant moments and special moments. And so I think that will be good.